We take thousands of steps every day, rarely giving our gait a second thought. Unless there is sharp, acute pain, we assume we are moving perfectly straight, our left and right sides operating in identical symmetry. But if you watch closely, that symmetry usually breaks down. One arm swings a little higher, a heel drags on the pavement, the left stride lands slightly shorter. Western biomechanics usually attributes these quirks to tight muscles or a misaligned joint. Traditional Chinese medicine approaches it differently. In TCM, the human body is not treated as a bilaterally identical machine. A healthy, even walk requires an intricate balance of organs working in tandem. The spleen provides muscle tone, the kidney grounds the body with stability, and the liver directs the smooth, continuous movement of energy. The body relies on the du-mai, the midline channel running down the spine. It keeps the left and right halves in rhythmic symmetry. When coordination fails, one side pushes ahead while the other lags, making your gait a physical monitor of qi disharmony. To understand why this happens, we must look at the rule of lateral contrast in TCM. The left and right sides of the body are governed by distinct opposing energetic systems. The right side is dominant in Yang. Influenced by liver Yang and the gallbladder, it expresses patterns of excess. The left side is dominant in Yin. Relying on nourishing liver blood and kidney Yin, it is far more prone to expressing patterns of deficiency. Every time you take a step, you create a mechanical bridge. The physical act of walking forces these two entirely different energetic systems to cooperate and synchronize across the midline. So a right-dominant stride or a left-sided limp is a public physical display of the internal battle for balance between yin and yang. Observe this struggle by scanning the body in motion. Notice the cross-pattern coordination. The left leg drives forward precisely in tandem with the right arm. A specific anomaly often breaks this pattern. One arm will swing freely and naturally, while the opposite shoulder and arm remain rigid, locked to the side of the torso. From a Western perspective, you might suspect a tight shoulder joint. In TCM, this uneven upper body swing points to an imbalance in the heart-liver axis. The arms act as physical pendulums for emotional states. When emotional suppression or stress builds up, it disrupts the connection between the shen, the mind and spirit housed in the heart, and the free flow of liver qi. That disruption manifests as stiffness on one side of the upper body. By observing how the arms swing, you are essentially reading a physical gauge of the emotional and rhythmic harmony between the heart and the liver. Scanning down to the hips, we look at stride length. The liver governs the sinews, meaning the strength and direction of liver qi dictate how far and fast each leg can reach. Notice the pattern. The right side follows a long arc, while left steps are short and constrained. TCM calls this liver qi rides over the left. Excess yang on the right overpowers the weak yin on the left. Following the legs down to the joints, another pattern emerges. You might see the knees collapsing slightly inward, or one knee trembling with each step while the other remains firm. The knees rely on a steady supply of energy to bear the body's weight. When they tremble asymmetrically, it shows a failure of coordination between kidney Jing, which provides structural integrity, and liver blood, which nourishes the joint. If you see an uneven stride or a persistent limp where no acute injury exists, you are looking at a deep obstruction of qi and blood, or a severe lateral imbalance in the body's wood element. How does this deep bilateral asymmetry originally take root? It begins with physical saboteurs. Years of habitual poor posture or the lingering effects of old localized injuries create permanent pockets of qi stagnation on one side of the skeleton. Then come the invisible energetic saboteurs. Chronic emotional stress can lock liver qi along a single meridian. There is also what TCM calls unilateral cold invasion, where environmental cold penetrates and obstructs the channels of just one leg. These issues are amplified if there is an underlying kidney deficiency. Without a strong, grounded baseline, the body becomes susceptible to lateral disruptions, unable to push back against the imbalances. Over time, these compounded physical and energetic factors break the natural rhythm of qi. The body adapts to the uneven flow, cementing a twisted, asymmetrical movement pattern into everyday life. You can assess your own gait for these imbalances using a lateral Qi disharmony checklist. First, check your upper body. Walk naturally and notice if one arm swings freely while the other stays pinned to your side. This points to a mismatch in your heart-liver rhythm. Second, pay attention to your stride length. If one step consistently lands further out or swings wider than the other, you are looking at a lateral wood and liver imbalance. Third, monitor your joints. If you feel asymmetrical knee trembling upon impact, or if you naturally drift to one side of the sidewalk, it points to depleted kidney Jing and local blood stasis. True symmetry reflects the harmony of Qi. Attuning to the balance of each step provides a direct path to recalibrating the